So my husband David and I had recently moved back to Traverse City from a 2-year stint in Los Angeles. Um, and we had gone through quite a few difficulties personally. We had some things happen with family, and he and I had spoken for many years about how, we were both raised in a very spiritual, very church-going environments. We had never really we'd moved away from that just for different circumstances, and we never really found a place that felt like home. But we had always heard about grace, actually, through other people in the gay community, but also just in the community in general, that, hey, that's supposed to be a really nice place to go. So we just one Sunday woke up and said, let's go. When we came in, and we truly, I can't overstate, had been a very difficult 2 years. I had some health issues. It was just, a really, really trying time for us. And so we were feeling a call to ask God for help. And so we came into Grace, and it immediately felt like home. And we walked through the doors. People were coming up to us saying hello. And not in a way that made us feel uncomfortable either. It was, they recognized that we were new. They recognized that we were someone they hadn't seen before, and they made us feel welcome. From the people, from the ushers, as we walked through the front door, to the people that we were sitting next to in the pews. It was just really a wonderful feeling. And then I remember sitting there, listening to the music, singing, and I turned and looked at my husband, and just tears were just, running down his face. He just cried almost the entire, makes me get emotional. He cried almost the entire service. And Father gave just this really amazing homily about community. It just so happened to be that. It was just like, all the stars were aligning. And I remember we left and we were like, oh, we have definitely found home. And then I remember we came, that was almost 2 years ago. We had come almost every Sunday at that time for probably 2 or 3 months. And Father Jim came up and said, okay, guys, it's time to get a name tag. It was like, you've been coming enough. And, that just made us even feel more welcome. It was truly a feeling of coming home. And I still feel it every day. When I miss, I definitely feel, when I'm not able to attend, I definitely feel like something was missing for that week for me. Grace for me now, it's so hard to put that into one thing. Grace for me right now is something, at first it was more about us, right? Helping us, we needed help. Now it's becoming more about how it's my community. How can I get more involved? Without overcommitting, obviously, but certainly how can I get more involved? And it still is sort of that rudder for us. And, my husband's schedule is that he can only attend sometimes because of his job. But I can tell you, he'll say, I feel so much better this week because I came in and I came to church with you. And so Grace is it's home for us. It's become home. I'm starting to feel like I see people in church and they wave at me, particularly those that I went through Church 101 and their confirmation a few weeks ago. Those are lifelong friends. Al and I were waving at each other Sunday when we saw each other, and which was really nice. So when you start feeling like you're part of a family, that's really what it all amounts to, and then you want to give back to that family. So that's kind of where I am now. There's so many people here who really care. I've been to many, I've been going to church my whole life. I've been to many places where people, you have the best of intentions. It's not a criticism, but here, people they live our faith of getting involved in the community, helping people. Jubilee House is a perfect example of that, right? I think that we have opportunity to probably do even more, particularly with the way things are in the world right now. So I can see this church and this community really, really growing. How we do that is going to be the question. I think it's why Grace Matters is so important, because our ability to fill in those gaps is going to depend on how much we can lean on our community and each other to make those things happen. I think from an individual perspective, I want to continue to get involved. I love being a lector at the church. That's fun. I also try to think about, how could I do something that maybe is an unmet need that we don't even realize. So maybe I'd like to explore that, just particularly in the gay community, because I think that it's underserved, and most of us don't think we have a home, and we definitely have one here. So how do I do that? How can I engage my community and let them know that they're welcome here? I would love to have a voice in that. And then for me personally, I just want to continue to build these lifelong friendships. I just can't imagine not being at Grace. So.